Welcome to another edition of We Need to Talk About Movies, brought to you by banterflix.com. And now, here's your host, Jim McLean.
Hello. Yes, I am indeed your host, Jim McLean, Editor-in-Chief of the Banterflix Movie Review website. Welcome to the latest episode of our podcast, We Need to Talk About Movies. If this is your first time checking out the pod, then welcome to the madness. But if you've been listening to us for a while, you know what you're getting yourself in for, so you've no excuse. But thank you for continuing to check back in. This week we're doing something slightly different. We're not talking about a movie per se. This is the start of a new monthly series that we've tentatively dubbed Movie Screen to Cosplay Scene. That title is a work in progress. It may change, we're not quite certain. But on these pods, I'm going to be handing over hosting duties to a local cosplayer, Gabrielle Ridio, as she speaks to cosplayers from across UK and Ireland about their experiences of the cosplay scene and the convention scene, which I know many cosplayers are currently missing because of the COVID pandemic. And it's a lot of fun. This episode is definitely a lot of fun to listen to. There is a video version which you can watch on both our YouTube and Facebook page, so check that out. On this episode, Gabrielle is going to be speaking to Amy Wonder, aka Amy Mills. As I said, it's a lot of fun, so enjoy this episode, and I'll be back again, albeit briefly, at the very end of this week's episode.
Hello everybody, welcome to Banterflix. It's sort of a new thing we're doing here with myself, Wish Mama, Gabrielle, where we're going to take things from the movie screen and how it interacts with the cosplay scene. Ba-boom. So basically, once a month, I'm going to interview and speak with a fabulous cosplayer. As you can see, there will be a fabulous lady knocking about very soon, and we'll just basically discuss how the movies inspired them and the world of cosplay, and just basically have a laugh, grab yourself a cup of cocoa. I've got some Coke. Oh, Amy has something in a cocoa cup, and we'll just go with that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So everybody, let me introduce you to the fabulous Ink Amethyst Amy Wonder, aka Amy Mills. Amy, say hello.
Hello. Hi. Hello, everybody. I have a lot of names, don't I?
You look gorgeous. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I am 26 years old. I'm from Cheshire, and yeah, I've been doing this cosplay gig for a few years now, and it's been a hell of a ride, to be fair.
You still enjoying it?
Oh God, yeah, definitely.
As much as you did on the first time, or?
Oh, well, do you know what? Even more so now, because now I'm kind of used to the whole community and the scene and stuff. It's like, I know what works and what doesn't work. So yeah. It's definitely a bit better.
We'll get into that, that sort of salacious side maybe a little bit later. But we'll go to how have you been coping during lockdown, first of all?
You know what? It's been okay. I think there's been ups and downs for everybody at the moment. I'm grateful that it hasn't taken too much of a toll on me in terms of changing my life and stuff like that at the moment. I'm still working and stuff like that. So the problem is that I'm just not seeing the people that I want to see. So it's really tough. Yeah. And, I kind of miss a big shopping spree. So I don't know. It is difficult, but I'm kind of grateful.
Online shopping is definitely not the same as going out there and just shopping.
You need to try it on.
No, I don't. Someone who looks like you does. I'm like one of them oversized hoodies and bye. See you later.
Don't you dare. You can't go wrong with Primark. Can't go wrong.
Oh, pre-marche, dear. Pre-marche.
Pre-marche. Oh, you got to make it sound posh.
Get it classic, You've been doing cosplay during lockdown as well for the charity Healthcare CIC, isn't it? Or Healthbox, isn't it?
Healthbox, yeah. So
what are you doing with it?
So Healthbox are a non-profit organisation, and they kind of run well-being and health services. And they asked me to volunteer to dress up as a superhero and go and visit the local community So we just took a walk around the streets dressed in cosplay. It was a whole group of us just dressed as superheroes. And do you know what? It was probably the best thing to see, just the light on kids' faces. It was just, their smile was just an absolute blessing to just see during such dark times. It was really good.
And not even the kids, the adults too. Like, it's amazing when you see even an adult like, what?
I mean, an adult does not expect a superhero to be walking past their door or anything like that. So we did get some double takes, but in a good way. It really was a good laugh, and it was just something to kind of uplift the community a little bit. So, we saw on social media later on how much people actually valued and appreciated what we were doing. So it was absolutely incredible. Amazing.
Well done to you all for doing that there. Do you think you might have inspired someone to get into cosplay by doing that, maybe?
Do you know what? I think we inspired some of the little kids to kind of get their costumes on and stuff. Like, we saw, basically, they would kind of watch where we were going, and then they would meet up with us, obviously socially distanced and everything. So, but they, we saw many a little Spider-Mans and Thors and everything. So it was just, it was amazing. Absolutely.
What inspired you then to get into cosplay?
I think over the years, kind of watching the superhero movies and everything like that, it was just, you kind of imagine yourself as a superhero when you were a little kid and everything. You used to act out scenes and stuff of beating up the bad guys and everything like that. So to me, though, it was definitely Wonder Woman, seeing her, but obviously the OG, the Linda Carter. So, it was incredible because I never really paid attention to the show as much. But what I do remember from being younger is seeing that twirl that she used to do when she used to get into Wonder Woman. And I think my face would just light up with that scene. I'd be like, whoa, just from a small age, I've loved Halloween. I've loved fancy dress and stuff like that. So, and then I went to my first Comic-Con and I realized that, hold on, people actually do this when they're adults. I can actually carry on this passion. So it was Comic-Cons that got me into it. But I'd say for the most part, it's definitely Wonder Woman.
What was it about Wonder Woman, like Linda Carter especially, that inspired you to be Wonder Woman?
Oh my gosh, wasn't she beautiful? She is absolutely stunning.
Is.
Oh my God, still is. But oh my goodness, it was just the strength and everything of her character. And I just thought, could I embody that character? I don't really feel like much of a Wonder Woman, but then you put on the costume, and you're like, yeah, I could own this.
Fair, yeah, she was amazing.
Honestly,
obviously, you're wearing the more modern Wonder Woman costume. Have you ever wore the original sort of one, or?
No, I haven't. Ooh. Do you know what? I know I really want to, so bad. I was rewatching stuff on YouTube, and I was just looking at a costume thinking, do you know what? I've got to do that one day. I really do. So yeah, but I absolutely live for Gal's version as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know we have questions that we'll go over and stuff, but how did you feel whenever the Wonder Woman movie, growing up with the TV show, how did it feel when you heard there was a movie?
Oh, it was insane. You knew that obviously they were all bringing out their own films and stuff like that. But the moment they announced Wonder Woman, I was like, whoa, you have my interest now. It was absolutely incredible because I feel like she is such a pinnacle superhero and everything. If you think of a superhero, a female superhero, the first person that I think of is Wonder Woman. So to hear that she was getting back, especially onto the big screen, I was like, wow, it was exciting.
Yeah, well, your outfit does the film justice, totally, so it does.
Thank you.
How did you make it, or how did you go about creating this gorgeous outfit?
This gorgeousness, I wish that I could take credit for, but I really can't, because the thing about Wonder Woman is she was my dream cosplay, and I haven't worked so much with foam before. And I thought, how do I get this cosplay as quick as possible and not screw it up or anything like that? And I came across a lady on Instagram, and her Instagram is Aileen Cosplay. And she is a foam crafter in Italy, and she made the costume. She made all of it, and it was absolutely incredible to receive. So yeah, I could not mess this up at all.
Oh, well, here, in the costume, if you could recreate any scene from either the first Wonder Woman or the new one that's been released, you could recreate any scene in your costume, what would it be?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's got
There's
to
so
be.
many.
There are absolutely so many. Like, there's so many iconic scenes, but it's got to be in the first film when she actually unveils her costume, when she's heading out into no man's land and she is just fighting against the enemy. Oh my gosh, like everything about that scene was just,
I got goosebumps! I got goosebumps even
honestly,
talking about that!
I was honestly like, oh my god, like I couldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, that entrance for Wonder
It
Woman
was just bad ass the whole way.
She
It was.
honestly. So
What would you
yeah,
say is part of the film? Would that be your favorite part of the film, or is there
of the
other?
first one, yeah, I'd say that was definitely my favorite part. It was also, I'm just a bit of a horse lover, really. So when she was kind of galloping, when she was galloping through the forest, trying to, she was getting all the signals to go to the base in the first one. And she was galloping on the horse and stuff. I think that would be cool to recreate as well. I have no idea how you'd do it, but that was also just such an amazing scene. Like, oh, I just
chills.
You just
chills.
get the atmosphere. You get the atmosphere.
So, what did you think of the second film? Then that's the first Wonder Woman was received really well, and it still is amazing. I only watched it the other day just to like catch up for our wee chat tonight. But what did you think of the second one? I know it's been a bit mixed. Some people have been mixed about it, but I kind of liked it.
It's definitely been mixed. Do you know what? I can see either side of it. I can see why people are kind of picking at it a little bit, because I did myself, in all fairness. I think there were some bits they definitely could have done better. But with regards to like the classic superhero kind of fighting and stuff like that, like especially at the beginning, when she's just kind of being the neighborhood kind of superhero, doing all like the little petty crime and stuff, that's like your typical superhero scene. And we didn't actually see much of that in the first one. I don't think we saw any, did we? So
no, it was very straight to the
it was, like it was like straight into the in-depth plot. I felt like the second film, it wasn't as in-depth in terms of the plot. I felt like it was kind of a basic plot, really.
It felt more retro. It felt more like the way the OG superhero films would have been.
Yeah, definitely. So it was a basic plot, but I did enjoy it from the whole part anyway.
Did you? Which is your favourite out of the two?
It's got to be the first one. It's got to be.
Really?
Yeah, that is the one.
Why? What stands out about it more? Just because it's straight to kicking butt? Or...
straight to kick ass. But I don't know. I think because it establishes her a little bit more. I'm not too sure. I don't know whether they kind of... It's almost like a character arc, and the second one fell a little bit for me, whereas in the first one it was almost like it was like propelled into just upwards, so you really got to know her a bit more in the first one, and I felt like there's more to know of her still. So it's like, it's not like the second one could just be like, oh, we already know about the character. It was just, no, there's more to know. But they didn't show us too much.
She's bound to have got busy, like between like your man dying in the first one and then the second film. Like she's bound to have had something that made her become the neighborhood hero, and between the two, like she's bound to.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I'm sure as well, correct me if I'm wrong, but on the end scene of the first one, she's in Paris and stuff, and then in the next film she's in Washington. And it's like, oh, I kind of wanted to know a bit of like,
how did you get from there to there?
I know, did you fly? But it's just
do you use air miles? Do you collect air miles?
She'd have a lot right now, I think.
Wouldn't you? Oh, screw the pandemic, I'm away flying. But here, in the first one, you'd mentioned when we spoke one time before, one of your standout moments, and it's linked into the first TV show as well, was when Linda Carter made her cameo. Boom, mind blown. How did you feel with that?
Do you know what? That was so unexpected. Like, do you know when like the credits would come in and stuff, and I just thought, there's not much more to it kind of thing. but then boom, you get Linda Carter on your screen, and it's like, what? Like, I could not believe it. But I'm also, it made me excited for the third one as well. Is she going to be more incorporated into that? I wasn't too sure, you know, how they were going to pan that out, whether it's just to kind of show that she's living amongst the humans and stuff, you know. So, but honestly, it was mind-blowing that they did that. It was so nice to see her.
To me, it came across as like a nice seal of approval from like the OG Wonder Woman going, you know, here.
Yes, I agree.
Here's the whip and carry my crown, and you've got it from here on.
Yeah, but, yeah, she was so beautiful, wasn't she? Oh my gosh,
she still is. It's disturbing.
Yeah, I know. I just, when I looked at her on the screen, I was like, "What's your secret? What is your secret?" Like,
I know, like money.
That's the secret. You don't need to be an Amazonian or anything. Just have money. No, it's fine.
Money. I mean, we're just, I know totally nothing to do with it, but J-Lo, I mean, lady is 50 and she looks like, she looked like that. That's money.
Oh my god.
That's money. That's money. That's why she looks like that. Nothing to do with her Amazonian money.
Well, we need some of this money, don't we, Gabby? You know?
Yeah, I need any money at the minute, you know. Might have to get
the umbrellas out
and get my money out.
You look gorgeous with your makeup. You do not need that.
My daughter done good.
She did do good. Aurora, you are amazing.
Makeup by Aurora.
I know, let's just secretly, you know, let's plug Aurora because she is amazing. She is amazing.
Amy does her own makeup. For those of you watching this, Amy does her own makeup and she always looks fabulous, as you can tell anyway. I secretly hate her.
Practice makes perfect, and lockdown has given me plenty of practice, so
that actually takes on to the next one. Like, how has cosplay and makeup and stuff helped you throughout this last year and a bit now? Well, coming up a full year.
Did you really just say it was a year? That's insane.
Don't even.
Oh gosh, let's not go there. But I think in terms of cosplay and makeup and stuff like that, it's just been a way of an escape almost. So I've more recently started to do cosplay on like TikTok and stuff like that. And I think it is showing that lockdown number 3 is kind of taking a toll more than what the other 2 did. So obviously it feels a lot more serious this time around. So I've just been cooped up here, and I found cosplay and makeup as a way to express myself and just kind of take the time, you know?
Yeah.
Because what else do you do?
I agree with what you said. Like, this lockdown's definitely been much harder. I mean, it's bizarre seeing films like Wonder Woman, which have been newly released. You're not seeing them when they're in the cinema. It's like a week, and then, oh, by the way, we're locked down again.
I know.
News, just straight to screen TV, and it's taken a lot of that away, I think. Like, I mean, how did you felt if that was? Did you see it in the cinema or did you see it on like TV?
I saw it on the TV. So so it would have been amazing to experience it on the big screen. But obviously the kind of time between cinemas opening and the cinemas shutting again, it was just, I couldn't get into the cinema at that kind of time period. And then it was just it was gutting to not be able to see it. It would have been absolutely amazing. Some of the scenes as well. I just, when you kind of think, that would have been so much better on the bigger screen. But I don't know. It was amazing to see anyway.
I got to see it on the big screen. Only one I got to see. And then it was just by sheer fluke that, like, I think Aurora was out for the day, and I was just like, do you know what? I'll kill some time and go and see it. And it's probably the first film I've left and gone to Gordon, you know, you need to go see this. You need to see it. Like, it just felt like I was a kid and it was the old school hero.
Oh, definitely.
So just, you know, don't forget I'm much older than you, so being a kid is like, you know, much further ago. So it's nice for me to flash back to that. Oh God, I'm 40 next year. Oh Lord, save me.
That's not old.
Woman. It's
Come
old.
off it, woman.
Wonder Woman, stop it. You're only like 1,500 million years old, however old Wonder Woman is now. Oh my God, how old is she anyway? How old is she now anyway?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. She was a young girl in like 1918.
Yeah, so yeah. She's a young spring chicken still. Let's go with that.
Indeed,
Okay, a
indeed.
question. I know we haven't really discussed this question when we were talking about it, but what did you think of your love interest being brought back in the second film? Was there a need?
Do you know what? It was a bit strange, only because like how we saw him as Steve, but obviously he had taken over somebody else's body. Yes. But that was a little bit thingy, like I'm not too sure. It was just, you know, even he said himself in the film, it was like, you know, it's been a long time now. Why haven't you kind of moved on with any other person or anything like that? And it was kind of sad almost to see that she kind of hung on for her love for that long. You know, she still like really grieved him. It was, to be fair, it was quite nice to have Chris Pine in the film again, because he was quite good in the first one anyway. So definitely, I think it would have been possibly, it might not have worked if they introduced possibly another character or anything like that. So it was good, but I just kind of thought,
not needed.
Yeah, not needed. There were a lot of things that weren't actually needed in the film that I felt. Like, I think
I mean, you can magically fly, like, what is this plane again from, like, you know, dude, you know?
You can fly the plane.
Yeah.
And it was just, piece of piss, you know? Yeah, but I thought to myself, it would have been amazing if Cheetah was kind of the main villain. It felt like she was very brief and she just she came in and out. And, you know, when you saw her at a final form at the end, and her and Wonder Woman had that amazing, like, fight scene, you know, it could have been a lot better, because
definitely,
I don't know, I felt like it didn't last long. I felt like her having the lasso around what's his name? Maxwell. Is it Maxwell? Yes, Maxwell's leg. That seemed to go on forever. Yeah. So I just thought you could have introduced like a bit more fighting with Cheetah and Wonder Woman. I feel like that was also a big sell in the advert, you know, in the trailers and stuff like that. So to then have it that brief.
I know we never, it sort of just made me think of something there. Do you ever notice, when do you ever see, don't mean to get sexist on this here, like June, but you know, I'm sorry to the viewers, but do you ever notice, like, it's always, even like say the Batman films, Poison Ivy, who you cosplay as well, we'll get into that one now, but she's sort of like briefly there as a villain, but so much could have been done. And then Cheetah's the same, she's there, she's fabulous, and I mean, she was exceptional. Kristen Wiig done an amazing job with her. Like,
oh my gosh, yeah,
totally fabulous. But do you ever notice that in films? Have you noticed that the female, like, villains, I know female heroes are getting their own shout out now with the Wonder Woman films and things, but the villains aren't really as, it's like, oh, you're here, we'll acknowledge you, but you're not going to get the arc.
Do you know what? It felt very much like that with the second Wonder Woman. It just, because I feel like they focus so much on like Maxwell's kind of more his like relationship with his son.
Yeah.
So it's like that went on for ages, that kind of thing. And it's like, you could have focused a bit more on Cheetah. You know, for her to be Barbara originally, I would have loved to have seen more, maybe a bit of her awkwardness, and then like her development into Cheetah. And, you know, it's just, it would have been cool to have a scene with her actually transforming. Yeah. Like, how cool would that have been? You know, like you know, an American Werewolf in London.
Yes.
This is going totally off piece.
No, but it's true. Like, they paid attention to that. I mean, like, we'll not get into the CGI on her Cheetah. Like, well, no, we'll not get into that. But yeah, they could have done that. I mean, she just went from A to B totally flawlessly, and didn't. You know, I'm sure there'd have been more of a character in there that she could have struggled. You know, like, what? Hang on, I just pulled the door off my fridge here. Hang on, you know.
I know.
I can now wear eyeliner. I can now magically do makeup. So that's what superhero powers are. I can do makeup.
Oh,
and I can dress like a dream.
When that happened, I was like, females.
yeah, because that's what matters: makeup and heels. You know, it didn't focus on what. Yes, okay, she got Wonder Woman's powers, but then how did that translate into her becoming a flippin' cheetah?
Exactly.
Like, what? Where's that? Where'd that come from?
I know it was kind of out of the blue. There were certain things like the golden armor as well. Like in the trailer when she threw off like the wings and stuff, and you just expected an absolute, just so much of that suit being in the film, and then she drops in it once, and then Cheetah destroys it.
Yeah, and like, what the heck was the point in that?
I would have loved to have seen her maybe, you know, because obviously she went back for the suit. I would have loved to have seen her maybe like pull the cloth off, and you know, there'd be just an absolute scene where she's like just admiring it.
Oh,
yeah, like oh, like you know,
gets that. Oh, here's the kid. George Clooney little booby bits got more attention than that bloody suit.
Do you just call them booby bits?
Yeah, I can't say it, as you know. You can't say that word. You know what I mean? That's the most horrific bat suit ever because it has the things on it, and it's like, it gets so much attention.
Could you imagine if this suit had like the little booby bits?
Oh,
like,
what do you call her, Barbara? Like,
oh my god,
that's so sexist.
Oh my god,
I'm offended. Shut up. They're boobs and pointy bits. I just can't say the word. But the boobs.
You just can't say the word.
No. Everybody who's watching this, you know the scene I'm talking about in the George Clooney Batman film, which is the one we will most forget. But basically what we're saying is that suit got more attention than that suit that Wonder Woman wore in that film.
It did, rather. It did. Yes, I can agree on that.
Yeah. Oh my god, that pursuit.
Oh my gosh, I know. Do you know what, my tiara's coming up. I don't even know if like Gal had this problem with being Wonder Woman.
I'm sure she did. What is it? They are not easy to wear. Like, headbands are sore. Like, they hurt.
Do you know what? It really is. And then like the more you sweat on your forehead, the more it like rises up. And I'm like, oh, hello. But
if you want to take it off, you can. Feel free. We've seen you in your outfit. You look fabulous. And I'm sure Wonder Woman needs a day off with the crown coming off.
I've got to keep in character. You know, I'm practicing for Comic-Cons because this outfit has not actually seen a Comic-Con yet.
I was going to say, because the only Wonder Woman I've seen you in is the pin-up style one, the 1950s sort of one.
Yes, so I had the pin-up one. And the thing is that I ordered this during lockdown. Mm-hmm. So it got delivered during lockdown. I've only ever worn it to go out into the community. And it just has not seen the light of day for a Comic-Con. So do you know what? This is good practice because I can see how much I sweat in it and stuff. And I'll tell you what, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, well, quick question. Are you able to pee in it?
Yes.
Yes, success then it's a win.
Yes. I know. Do you know what? You know it's a good costume when you can pee in it. Not in it.
There's been so many costumes I've wanted to do, right? And you see me at a convention, like, I don't stop. And poor Steve Bluestone, like, he has caught me nearly fainting literally 3 times at a con because I forget to eat and pee. It's just, and then I realized if I actually put on a costume that was restrictive like that, I'm like, no, I would die. I would literally find me in a puddle of my own pee somewhere dead.
Well, what was your most difficult one then?
Oh, my Mandalorian.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like a boiler suit, and then armor galore, and then there's thermals under the arm. It's just it's a lot. It is. So
how did you?
To pee, I just worked for like an hour, and then was like, screw this. No, you have to strip and pray that you get there in time.
Oh my gosh.
That's it. Yeah, I got a Captain Marvel cosplay, and I only ever wore it in the garden. I never wore it in the garden, and I ended up selling it because there was I was just never gonna get wearing it, and I wasn't feeling it because you know what it's like. You're getting at least to wear it the odd time, but you know what cosplay is like. If you don't wear it or at least do it, you can sort of feel yourself losing a wee bit of interest in the character. And I just sort of went that way with Captain Marvel, and then I was like, thank God, because it's a big leather one-piece suit, and then all the armor bits because it was pure leather. The whole thing was leather, and I'm like, wow. I would come out like 2 stone lighter if I wore that to a convention. So,
in the summer. Oh my goodness.
We got very lucky, didn't we, last year? But we got to go to Comic-Con Liverpool at least before all the chaos started.
I didn't go to Comic-Con Liverpool.
Did you not get going?
No, didn't. My last one.
You know, it was Emma and all went.
Yeah. So do you know what's a really horrible feeling is that my last con was November 2019? Are we in January?
Ooh.
Isn't that painful? That's a painful kind of realization. Oh my gosh. I miss them so much. So much.
Do you think they'll be back this year?
Well, Telford Takeover have already kind of cancelled their dates, but I think they were scheduled for April, so it wasn't really surprising that. But I know that a lot of Comic-Cons have kind of rescheduled for October, November time. Like Liverpool's in November, isn't it?
It's October. No, yeah, it's November. I was thinking because October is Scotland, I think, and then December is the sci-fi one, as always. Yeah. So I think the end of the year, if it goes ahead, it's going to be just cosplay.
Oh, it's going to be insane. Fabulous. It's going to be amazing.
Everyone's going to have about 6 different cosplays in like one day just to show.
I know.
I'm working on.
Oh, and you know what? They're all going to be like, you know how people at Comic-Cons, they like to have the most recent character that's in and stuff. But obviously we've been getting cosplays over lockdown. And it's going to be like all Mandalorian and stuff like that, even though it's finished now.
This is it. I was a Mandalorian before the Mandalorian was cool.
You made it cool.
Approved. I've been an approved Mandalorian for 3 years.
Oh my
3 years. So
that's a good flex.
Yeah.
I like that flex.
And Gordon's been flexing for 4 years now, 4 or 5 years. Yeah, so we're like, we were there, like.
Look at you guys, you're like, no, I got it first.
Gordon has the language wrote on his boot and stuff. Like, Gordon's into the culture.
Oh, really?
Oh, God, yeah. Like, he tries to interest me in it, and I'm like, dude, no point. No point in having this conversation with me. But we do have secret messages on our costumes in places in Mandalore, so.
Oh, really? Oh, so you know what it says?
Yeah, he told me. Oh, well, I hope. It's like, when you get a Chinese tattoo, you're sort of petrified that you're not ordered chicken fried rice. It actually says, like, love or hope. But yeah.
How fun would that be?
What do you want for dinner? Chicken fried rice and Mandalorian. No, we have a few screw you messages in our outfits aimed at people. Mm-hmm. Who were, as you know yourself, we'll probably get into this as well, cosplay can come with a bit of bullying and stuff. And a few people basically bullied me for being on the larger side. So they did. So that was yeah.
Wow. That's ridiculous though.
So have you ever had to come across any bullying, stuff like that there, anything negative in the cosplay world? Bar the sexism, I'm sure.
Do you know what, touch wood, I haven't. All the people that I've kind of been with in cosplay and just on my social media and stuff, it's all just positive. I feel kind of lucky and also wary at the same time that I haven't had any bullying or anything like that. So, but I know that it can be absolutely rife within the community. So it's just, I don't stand for it whatsoever.
No, I'm the same. Like, you know what I'm like? I'm like Mama Bear. You do not dare say that about anyone.
You are like the mum, like you're amazing. Like I think you support everybody.
Say it about me and I'll cry like a baby, but say it about anyone else and may God help you.
Like,
don't you dare.
No.
So what other cosplays do you have that you're excited to get out and about in?
Oh my gosh, like I'm quite excited, So I seem to have about 6 different versions of Poison Ivy. For some reason, I'm not happy with each and every one of them. So I'm working on her at the moment. So I'm ready to kind of show that version in Comic-Cons and stuff. I'm hoping to get some photo shoots under my belt as well. To kind of, because I feel like Comic-Cons, when you kind of get your photo taken there, you sometimes can't get the atmosphere and stuff that you want in a photo. So, so I want to do that. I'm also excited for Yennefer. I feel like I did not kind of show her to a full potential before.
No, you had her at Liverpool 2019, wasn't it? Yeah, and it was fabulous, but you didn't, like you said, you didn't get to see it much. You just were running around.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just kind of running behind the scenes and stuff, and it's just so there's a lot of costumes. I also have Rogue from X-Men. I'm working on her wig at the moment, because at the moment it's just like a strand of white, and I need to kind of incorporate it a bit more. So there is actually a lot going on. I think, what else am I working on? A Joker. I've just ordered the wig for Joaquin's version of the Joker. Yeah. So I'm excited. There are a lot of, do you know what? There's going to be a lot of incomplete cosplays as well. I feel like that's the same for every cosplayer. You've got certain bits and bobs for each character, and you never really get the full set.
It'll be incomplete until the day before the con, and it's like 3:00 in the morning, and it's like,
yes, exactly. And then you have con crunch, or even so, like at the con, and you're going around the stalls trying to look for a certain prop.
Yep. Oh god, the nightmare. I mean, the good thing is, I suppose, is I can't see there being, when the cons come back, I can't see there being too many new characters, because there hasn't really been a lot of new films as such. It's I'm not complaining about that.
No.
Thing, so at least I might know how to pronounce some of them when I'm on the stage. Which is great for me. But I remember whenever the Joaquin's Joker came out, like, I mean, the amount of them that were on the stage for the cosplay was just like,
oh my gosh, I know. I feel like,
doing a female version, or are you going to do like just the way his is altogether entirely?
I kind of want to do a twist on it, so I want to maybe incorporate like corsets and stuff like that. You know, I would like to kind of make it a bit more feminine. So I love doing takes on cosplay. Like different versions, my own kind of perception of a character. For instance, I want to do a Captain America, but a female.
Same. Yeah.
But
now you're doing it. I won't. I have to do like the
no, don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Do the villain.
What was that laughing? Sorry.
That's staying in, by the way.
Oh my gosh!
No, a female Cap would be fabulous. Like, so she would.
Yeah, I've seen some amazing Captain Americas, like the female version. Loki is also a character that I absolutely adore. Yeah. So I'd love to do a Loki version. I've only seen a couple of female Loki cosplayers. So
a good friend of mine actually does a female Loki. So it's really quite good. Yeah.
They look incredible.
It's nice to see that with cosplay, it's not gender specific. It's literally if you want to be a male character, then just bloody do it and do whatever the hell you want to be and how you want to be it. You know,
I mean, it's kind of actually going back to your last question, you know, about like, have I experienced bullying and stuff?
Yeah.
It's not so much bullying, but I have faced criticism because I have a Silk cosplay.
Yes.
And I actually got a comment from somebody saying that I can't cosplay that character because I'm a white woman. I know. So it's only because I think is Silk Asian?
I don't know, but that's like saying that a coloured child can't play Wonder Woman because she is not an Amazonian. It's like, what? No.
But that's what I thought.
Whoever the hell you want to be. A very good friend of ours, John, is a male, obviously, and he cosplays Silk, and he is fabulous. I mean, the guy has legs to God's wear, and he has a figure for days, and it is sickening. It is amazing. And, you know, you just, it annoys me when people think it should be, like, obviously you don't, there's a line between appropriate and cultures and stuff like blackface and stuff you don't do.
Yeah.
But you can still pay homage to the character without needing to be the same race as the character. Do you know what I mean? It's like...
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my clap back to him was that, you know, cosplays for everybody. You can express your favorite character, you can portray them. Obviously, like you said, there is a line. So as long as it does not become like racist or anything like that, but you can't tell somebody that they can't cosplay that character if they're not causing offense, if they're actually paying homage to the character. That was the kind of the only criticism that I've ever had. So
that's like someone told me I couldn't cosplay She-Ra because I was too big.
Yeah, it's
I'm
stuff
like,
like that. It's like body shape, age, like your ethnicity and stuff like that.
yeah.
It shouldn't hold you back. There is, I can't actually remember her name now, but there is a gorgeous Wonder Woman, and she's Chinese, and she's absolutely incredible. I've got her on Instagram, and it's amazing that she can portray the character, but she wouldn't be told that you couldn't cosplay Wonder Woman.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's just, it's difficult, because I didn't mean
think
to.
The thing I always would love to see, and it might sound sad and cheesy and very, heavy dippy or whatever, but I would love to see like a group of Wonder whatever on the stage of all different races, ages,
Yes.
shapes, whatever. And at a convention you could probably find that, which would be nice. And I mean, like, look, this is what the heck it's about. It's not about what I don't need your approval. I'm doing this because I damn well love this character for the reasons you've said you love Wonder Woman. Like, she's a heroine, she stands up, she's she's just the dog's doodad. And I mean, that's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I love me and I feel damn well good in this. So, it needs to be appreciated more, I think, definitely.
Yeah. Cosplay's for everybody. That's the thing. And as long as you're not causing offense with your character, I really, I just say go for it. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, there are things you don't do, but I haven't seen really anyone cross the line yet.
No, I've seen it once. That was a while ago.
I think I might know what you're talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I might know. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
After. Yeah, that one. we know.
We're on it. We know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I think I made them make a very quick exit from a stage. It was like, yeah, they're here. Fine, go.
Yes. Hello, bye.
Get off. Give them your place, do your thing, and get off. So I'm not getting skinned either. Which way?
Honestly, that was so tongue in cheek. Oh my god.
I could appreciate it. Like, I could see this side. I can appreciate it, but it was just like, it could be. I wasn't offended by it, but I knew some people would have been.
Exactly.
So it's mad that you have to keep that in mind with cosplay as well, which is weird. Very weird.
Sorry, I'm just I'm topping up a
filling
little
up
bit.
Your tea. Filling up your tea. Well,
yes.
I've run out of tea.
Have you run out of tea?
I know. I'm hoping I dropped a hint to the hubby before I came up here and said it was my last tin of tea. So I'm hoping that he has disappeared to the shop and I go downstairs and there will be more tea in the fridge.
Oh, yes. Gotta have more tea.
Have to have more tea.
Yes.
So I know Wonder Woman's your favourite hero. Who would be your favourite villain?
You know what? I was...
Male or female? Doesn't matter.
Oh, you've opened up the genders. Oh. Do you know what? I was thinking this villain has been on my to-do list for a while, but Hela from Thor Ragnarok. Oh my goodness, Kate Blanchett. Oh my goodness, she was badass, absolutely badass. Can I say ass?
Yes.
Okay. Is that going to stay in?
Yes. So are you asking, is it going to stay in? Have faith, it's fine. James will work it. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Hela's totally she is.
Absolutely. That
take
entrance.
No crap, take no names. Just.
Yeah, absolutely bad. And the attitude on her when she made the entrance in Ragnarok and she destroyed Thor's hammer, which we thought could never happen. Oh my gosh. I just thought, you know what, she's incredible. And I love her outfit. Her outfit's stunning. Yeah. And her weapons as well are absolutely, absolutely.
It would have been
adorable.
nice if they done Cheetah, the same sort of factor.
Yeah, exactly.
It would have been a nice wee. But
I know.
Hela's just badass. She really is. So she would be your female. Any male ones you would do, or just Hela?
It's a weird one, because see, I mentioned Loki, but he's not so much he's
a younger child. He's a misunderstood foster kid who's just a bit upset about shit.
Yeah, because he flips between hero and villain kind of thing, or he likes to kind of do over his brother kind of thing.
What sibling doesn't?
That's true. But I'd say Thanos,
No, he's not a villain. Don't get me started.
Oh no, are we going to get into this? Are we going to get into this?
I am
Gabby. Gabby, do you know what he did? Do
I
you
have
know?
a secret crush on Thanos. I love him. But wait, hear me out, right? You think he's a villain, and I can see why he is a villain, right? But this is how much I sometimes don't pay attention to films and think too much outside of what's going on the screen, right?
Okay.
We watched The Snap, and obviously he's got rid of Gamora. Obviously, anyone watching this, if you haven't seen these films, there's spoilers galore in this conversation, so don't complain and wind your neck in. But right, so obviously Thanos got rid of Gamora, right?
Yes.
That's fine. And I'm like, okay, so he thought the world was going a bit to shit, and he wanted to make it right. Okay. So he had an idea, and I was like, I'm not being funny, but Stanley ripped off the second Bible, and Gordon's going, what are you talking about? And I'm in the cinema going, he's ripped off the Bible, and Gordon's going, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, if you think about it, in the Bible, God saw things weren't right, and he sent the flood, and then he said he sacrificed his only child so he could make it all better. Is that not what Thanos just done? And Gordon went, shut up and watch the film. And I'm like,
what?
Think about it.
Oh my gosh.
Did I blow your mind
you've
a
got
little
a point. You've got a point. You have got a point. The thing is that
the Bible.
That's the thing. Do you know what? I would still put him in the villain category, but there is method to his madness. Like, he is one of like the smartest villains, I think, personally, because I know what he's trying to do, but at the same time, you're also killing a lot of people. So
yeah. So did the Great Flood, and so did like a lot of others. So it's like ripped off the Bible.
just so we can go on this little farm and then farm in peace
and get his head locked off.
Cute.
A bit of a shit. What the hell?
How cute was that, though?
I know, what the hell, you didn't even get that, daughter.
Oh, I know.
All right, I got
But honestly, like, I do love Thanos, but I love him for being the bad guy.
I just have too much of a crush on him. It's like, I think it's just Josh Brolin. It's just his voice. Oh.
I think it's the voice, Gabby, because imagine if Thanos actually stood in front of you right now. I don't.
This could be a kid's show, so I am not going to discuss anything further to that question.
But I don't think you would. I don't think
I might need my eyelashes.
Go on, say it.
I might need my umbrellas.
She said it. Oh my god.
Boom.
You're putting too much in my head, woman. Can we get off Josh Brolin and Thanos literally for Gabby?
But wasn't he brilliant as Cable? Just
Cable.
Totally, like, we're still in the Marvel universe, so technically we're still on topic.
We're doing it.
He was a beautiful Cable.
Absolutely incredible. Do you know?
And he was a good guy. He was a bad guy, but he was just a pissed off daddy who'd had like his family stolen. And I was like,
exactly. Like, I love those villains, the ones that they're just not in there, I want to destroy the world kind of thing. It's like they have a backstory, and you can kind of see why they would be the way that they are.
Yeah.
So
it just shows human nature. We're all inclined to snap,
Indeed. Like Thanos.
It can happen. Yeah. I can't snap, so I'd be.
Can you not?
No.
There you go.
No, that's like the echo. There's no clicking going on here. No. I don't even want to know what face I pulled when I done that.
I think it's like a kind of face. Oh my god.
Oh Lord. I would be safe if I got the gauntlet. You'd all be safe because there'd be no clicking going on. I'd be like,
we're like, it's fine, Gabby can't do it.
We're fine. We're all screwed, but we're fine. So bar all that there, we'll get sort of on to the cosplay. What has cosplay brought to your life?
Oh my god, that is so. Because you kind of, do you know what? I don't mean it to sound corny or cheesy or whatever, but what hasn't it? It just, it completely changed my life in terms of just opportunities. You know, if I didn't cosplay, I wouldn't be talking to you right now, Gabby. So, you know, but I've been, you know, we went to Comic-Cons and everything like that. The memories at Comic-Cons are just, they're just incredible. And the people that I've met just through cosplay, like I'd say the majority of my friends right now, I wouldn't know if I didn't cosplay. And they've been my absolute rocks through so much. And I just think, like, that this is all because of cosplay, all because I just wanted to dress up as a character.
Yeah. And I think it's amazing about the community is that you might meet some people, but you will become really good friends with someone just by talking to them about your love of cosplay.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
it's, you know, the people that you talk to in a Comic-Con, you know, you might never speak to them or see them again, but you had that moment of interaction of just kind of, you know, you share either your admiration of the cosplay or, you know, the character, or talk about the film. It's just, it unites so many people from all different backgrounds just into this one place, into this one venue or whatever. It's just, it's incredible. Like, it actually is. Like, I just want everybody to experience it, because I just think that you guys don't know what you're missing with this community. It's absolutely incredible. Like, every person in it, it's just, it's unforgettable. And, you know, I
think I've said it before. I would genuinely recommend, like, as a course of therapy would be to do cosplay for you. If you were needing help with something, depression, PTSD, anxiety, whatever, because, you know, I was a PTSD and stuff like that there. And PTSD, and cosplay saved me from wherever place I was going. I do think, and I think it's in maybe China or Japan somewhere does it, where they basically advise cosplay to help you. And then it doesn't work, we'll talk about other stuff, but I do think it should be something that, like, as you said, everybody should do, because you're not yourself, you know, you can be hurt, but I suppose, I know for me, if I go to a con as myself, I can't breathe. I think it was Liverpool last year. I was there Friday and I was in my own clothes because I was working, obviously. And I couldn't breathe. I couldn't function well.
Yeah.
The next day I was in costume, totally fine. Totally fine. There was no issues at all. So I wouldn't be at conventions if it wasn't for it.
No, exactly. I just I don't know whether this is getting too deep or whatever, but my last Comic-Con, on the morning of the Comic-Con, I was actually assaulted in the hotel. And
yes, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, and the amazing thing was that just going to the Comic-Con, getting into my cosplay, you know, I remember people were asking me if I was okay and stuff, and if I wanted to kind of even go to the Comic-Con and stuff like that. And I just thought, you know, I need to enjoy myself. I need to take my mind off it, and cosplay did that. So like you said, Gabby, with your PTSD and stuff like that, like it's almost like an outlet, and it's a way to kind of cope with certain things. And it's like, if I didn't have the Comic-Con, then I would have gotten into my own head. But instead I went back up to my room, put on my makeup, and I actually gave a police interview in a Spartan outfit, which was a bit different. But,
which you all looked sickeningly amazing in.
Joe is amazing.
As I ran around as a crew for the Mandalorians.
But you know what? It was just incredible. It you know, if you had that day, you'd just be like, oh, the day's written off now. And I had possibly the best Comic-Con I've ever been to. Like, it was great. It was great. So it's definitely, it is a way out, coping mechanism for me, for like stress. So
would you recommend it? Would you recommend it to people?
Oh my God, yeah.
What advice would you give someone wanting to get into it?
Do you know what? I would say to have fun. I think the community, it has its perks. It has so many positive things about it, but I also know that with any community, really, you can have your hiccups and, you know, just your people that maybe take it a bit too seriously. But just as long as you're having fun, being happy with it, you can get the concurrent stress and stuff like that, but that's fine. You know, that's a part of it. That's actually one of the best parts of it, isn't it? So
it means you get the best night's sleep. Come Sunday night, you're like,
oh my gosh, I need and you just collapse into bed. And yeah, honestly. So I would just say to have fun. Don't take it too seriously. You know, practice makes perfect with stuff. I think when I first started out, I wanted to go in and just be amazing at all the skills and make all my costumes and stuff. And I just thought, you know, there are some really talented cosplayers out there that can do that. But if you can't do that, then it's fine. Don't beat yourself up. Just, you know, it's as long as you have fun with it.
I'll hold my hand up. I can't craft for toffee. I can't sew for anything. But I can get on a stage and I can hold my own and make sure it's fun and safe for everyone.
Exactly.
So everybody contributes something different, I think. It's just amazing the thing to do. So there's always someone about to help.
Yeah, exactly. And each person just shines in their own way. So yeah, as long as they're having fun, being happy with it, then that's the best advice I could give, really. Just go along for the ride, because it is one hell of a journey.
Good advice. But here, we have been chatting for almost an hour. So I have one final quick fire question that you know nothing about. And it's very deep. It's very, you know, if Wonder Woman could be paired with any other superhero in the world as like a dynamic duo or a romantic relationship, who would it be and why? Go!
You're joking me.
On the spot. Who would you think of? Bum.
You know what, the only person I could think of is Batman.
There we go. Oh, that would be a good one.
How good would that be? Like, you know what? I thought they were flirting a little bit in the first one. You know, when Bruce Wayne sent him the picture. Yep. I'm just like, you know. So, how much of a combo would that be, though? I think
that would be kick-ass. They'd make beautiful babies. Depending on the Batman that we're talking about, they would make beautiful babies.
Oh, yeah. Which Batman?
My favourite's Michael Keaton all the time, just because he's Batman. But for looks-wise, I don't know. I can't think.
Not George Clooney. Keaton.
Yeah, no. Keaton's just Batman. Like, yeah, he's just Batman. That's it. Oh. He is just the original Batman. So for any non-Batman loving people out here, tough. Yeah. Gal and Keaton would be, yeah, I could see it. Mm-hmm. Be weird. Definitely. He's old enough to be your daddy, probably right about now. In his prime, maybe yes.
In his prime.
In his prime, murder god. But here, Amy, before we go, give me a shout out to all your Facebook, Instagram, social media pages where people can go and find you and follow you when my earbud falls out magnificently.
That means it's the end. Your earbud falls out. That's the timer. So I've only got 2 social media kind of platforms at the moment, Instagram and TikTok. And on both of them, I'm called 1D Ames. So it's W. Is that all right? I was going to spell it out.
We will add a link. Yeah, we'll add a link. Don't worry. So 1D Ames on Facebook and Instagram?
Instagram and TikTok.
TikTok. Yes, her TikToks are amazing, by the way, guys. Not TikTok. I call it TikTok just to know the kids. And I forgot I'm talking to you right now. TikTok. But thank you so much, Amy, for just taking the time to chat with me. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Tune in again next month, whenever we will have a lover of all things Superman and Indiana Jones. Amy, you know who that is? We all know who that is?
I do.
We'll introduce it near the time, but for now, Amy, thank you very much for everything. Everybody, thank you for watching, and we will sign out now. Bye!
Bye!
So that pretty much brings this episode to a close. Thanks to both Gabrielle and Amy for taking the time to record this episode. As I said, this is an audio version. You can watch a video version of the interview on both our YouTube and Facebook pages, so I would definitely recommend seeking that out. If this was your first time checking out the pod, you might want to head over to our website where you'll find the complete back catalogue of previous episodes of We Need to Talk About Movies, and you can see the different things that we do, from just straight up movie reviews to spoiler specials to our crime scene to screen. You know, there's loads of stuff, and you might want to check that out. In terms of movie screen to cosplay scene, work in progress, as I said earlier. Gabrielle will be back next month with another episode, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's something different for us to do here at Banter HQ. We have got a few cosplayers within our ranks, and I think it's just a nice extension of showcasing geek culture, and I think cosplaying is definitely a big part of that. So Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Looking forward to see what Gabrielle has lined up for the future. Believe you me, listeners, from talking to Gabrielle over the past few weeks, I think she has this planned out until probably 2023, even more likely 2024. It's going to be a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this episode and I'm looking forward to see where it goes from here. So that's enough of me. I've been your host, Jim McLean, Editor-in-Chief of the Banterflix Movie Review website. We'll be back next week with another episode of We Need to Talk About Movies. But for now, until then, goodbye.
This has been We Need to Talk About Movies. Thanks for listening. For more information, visit banterflix.com. See you next time.